In 2011, a man named Henning was relaxing in his living room when he began hearing some strange cluttering sounds. At first, he brushed it off, assuming it was the house settling or something outside, but the noises persisted long enough to get under his skin. Finally, he grabbed his phone and went to investigate.
Hallo? 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 Hallo?
Following the sound, he discovered it was coming from one of the doors inside his home. The knob was shaking on its own, rattling as if someone was desperately trying to get in or out. Gathering his courage, Henning reached out, pulled the door open, and revealed absolutely nothing on the other side. For a moment, he just stood there, baffled and uneasy, but before he could process it further, the door suddenly slammed shut right in front of him, nearly knocking the phone from his hand. The clip ends with him stunned, standing in disbelief, realizing he may not have been as alone in his home as he thought. Mike the runner decided he was going to visit an abandoned elementary school after hearing local rumors about how haunted it was. Even though he'd never really bought into paranormal stories, the curiosity of exploring a forgotten place pushed him to go anyway. With his camera in hand, he walked through the halls, surrounded by peeling paint, graffiti, and unsettling silence. His lens panned over drawings on the floor that looked like they had been left behind by children decades ago, adding an eerie layer to the atmosphere. However, it wasn't that which caused the real fear. It was something caught on camera at the end. While walking, he could swear he was hearing footsteps behind him, and eventually, he caught the probable cause on camera. It was a large and uncanny creature that caused him to bolt out of the facility, so comment what you think it was. A man decided to start documenting the strange things happening around his home after weeks of hearing noises he couldn't explain. At first, it seemed small, but then the activity grew, and finally, one night, he managed to capture a series of events that left him shaken.
Man, this. The is that? What the is that? Some in the water or what? The is that? Man, some in my house. Get the out. The is that? Oh, that, I'm out. I'm out.
The footage begins with flashing lights in not just one, but two different rooms at the same time, pulsing in a way that looks completely unnatural. As he takes a moment to process what happened, an object sitting on the kitchen table, what appeared to be a salt shaker, suddenly shoots straight up into the air, hitting the ceiling before crashing back down. The man can be heard gasping in shock, barely processing what he's just seen, but before he can even react properly, the chair at the same table begins to slide across the surface, moving directly toward him as if being pushed by invisible hands. He immediately cuts the recording after this, and later admitted that it was the moment he realized whatever was inside his house wasn't just trying to get his attention, but possibly trying to intimidate him. Blackwing96, an online creator who's spoken before about his house being haunted, finally decided to try and capture proof of the activity he's lived with for years. One evening, after hearing strange noises coming from his bedroom, he grabbed his phone and began to record, determined to see what was happening.
Hey guys, it's Blackwing96, and I've been hearing some bumping noises upstairs, like right where my room is. I'm just gonna take a look at. Come on. Okay. Really. What the f was that? You guys hear that, right? Okay. That bottle of Windex was right here. I left it there this morning. It was right there. Right. My room's kind of messy right now because lizards and such shit like that. I don't really know what I'm supposed to say. Oh, can you do that again?
The video shows him slowly approaching the door, pausing as faint sounds come from inside. When he walks in, his camera focuses on the desk in the corner, just as a mug slides a few inches on its own. Clearly startled, Blackwing 96 can be heard nervously laughing and asking it to do it again. Almost as if responding, the mug shifts once more, this time pushing all the way off the desk and smashing to the floor. His voice cracks in disbelief as he backs away, realizing that whatever presence he's been sharing the house with is more responsive and more real than he ever wanted it to be. A woman visiting her sister in the hospital swore she caught something strange out of the corner of her eye and decided to go looking for proof. With her phone in hand, she began walking through the dimly lit halls, recording as she went.
¿Otra vez están escuchando muchos ruidos? Oigan, ¿de dónde viene ese ruido? Se escucha como que gritaran, como si hablaran. No es nadie. Pues se escucha que grita. Creo que es de acá. Oiga, hay veces que se oyen las sillas de ruedas que caminan, que hablan. ¿Qué podrá ser? Ay, ¿qué podrá ser? ¡Ay, no! ¿Qué es eso? ¡Ay, no! Ahora sí, mire algo. No puede ser. No puede ser, ¿escucharon? Ahora sí sentí que alguien me tocó de verdad. Tengo que ir. No abre el pinche elevador. Les había dicho que se escucha mucho ruido. Voy a tener que ir por mi hija. ¡Abre! No abre. No está abriendo el elevador.
At first, everything seemed ordinary, but then a wooden shelf inside one of the side rooms suddenly slid across the floor entirely on its own, sending her into a panic. She immediately bolted for the nearest elevator, but on the way she yelped, saying she felt something brush against her arm, even though no one was around. The camera shakes as she stumbles, clearly terrified, before she finally makes it into the elevator and out of the ward. The footage has since left people convinced the hospital holds more than just patients inside its walls. That same night after escaping the hospital, she went straight home and crawled into bed, hoping the unsettling events were behind her. But just a few hours later, she was jolted awake by strange noises echoing through the house. Grabbing her phone once again, she went downstairs to investigate.
No mames. No sé si pueden escuchar. El bote de la basura. Chinga. Y el pinche bote de la basura se abre y se cierra solo. Ay, ¿qué se fue? Oye. ¿Qué podrá ser? No mames. ¿Qué ching? Oh, ¿qué es? ¿Qué chingados es? ¡Ay! Se escucha. ¡Ay, no mames! ¿Qué es esto? El pinche bote de basura se está abriendo y cerrando solo. chingados está haciendo eso? ¿Qué? A ver.
The recording shows her carefully walking through the dark rooms, whispering as she tried to trace the source of the sound. It seemed to grow louder the closer she got to the bathroom, until finally she reached the bathroom where the trash can was, and it began opening and closing on its own, over and over, as if something inside was taunting her. Her breathing quickened, and she backed away in fear. She later admitted that after this moment, she began looking into buying a new home, convinced that whatever had followed her back from the hospital was not going to leave anytime soon. Sydney was home alone, her husband at work, and her baby peacefully napping in his crib. She decided to record a clip, capturing the chandelier swaying slightly above her and faint, unsettling noises in the background, as if someone were moving around upstairs.
Y'all, something really creepy is happening right now. My husband's at work. I'm the only one home, and listen. It sounds like someone is upstairs walking around. Okay, I'm actually freaking out because I just heard something drop upstairs, like on my ceiling. Hang on. Okay, I turned the video off because I'm actually really freaked out. That baby monitor that you saw laying on the ground is normally attached to the wall. My son isn't crawling, walking, pulling himself up, anything like that yet. So there's no way he could have done that. So now what do I do? All right, we're literally leaving the house. We're leaving the house.
The sounds grew louder until a sudden bang echoed from the upper floor. She cautiously went upstairs, only to find her son napping safely. However, the baby monitor, which was usually firmly screwed to the wall and far out of his reach, had somehow been dislodged and was lying on the floor. Confused and unnerved, Sydney decided to leave the house for a while, needing space to process the strange and inexplicable events she had just witnessed. Ian, the Midwest ghost hunter, is no stranger to abandoned places, always drawn to the thrill of exploring historic and reportedly haunted sites. On this night, he decided to investigate an old, abandoned theater that had long been rumored to have paranormal activity. The air smelled of dust and decay, and cobwebs hung from the rafters, but nothing had seemed out of place, until he spotted a faint, eerie mist drifting across the stage. Feeling both curious and cautious, he grabbed his camera and started recording.
Let's see if I can catch any on video. I know this is going to sound weird, being that I'm by myself, but I feel like I'm in a full house right now. There's so much energy in the air, I could just feel it. It's unbelievable. Oh my God! No way did all these lights just turn on. What the f***? Guys, I feel like I'm about to lose my freaking shit. If you just turn the lights on, could you shut them off? This theater is coming to life before my very eyes. This whole place is just alive right now. Could you please shut the lights off? Whoever turned them on, could you shut them off? don't even know what to say, guys. I am utterly speechless right now. I'm just taking this all in. Amazing. Truly amazing. Holy crap. I'm the only one here. And I mean, unless there's like some...
Suddenly, all the lights in the theater turned on at once, illuminating the dusty interior in a harsh glare. Ian, speaking into the camera, asked the ghost to turn them off again, but nothing changed. The lights remained stubbornly on. Despite the playful attempt to communicate, the ghost refused to comply, leaving Ian visibly frustrated and spooked as the clip ends, teasing more discoveries to come in future explorations, so subscribe. In the following video, a mother was sitting with her 2 children when something out of the ordinary happened. Whilst one kid was playing Roblox, the other was pestering her to bits, and she ended up playing with that child to keep them happy. It was then that she claimed a weird feeling swept the room. She felt cold, and almost as if something evil had entered the vicinity. Little did she know that it had.
Go up here.
Look at my mirror.
Wait,
My mirror's cracking by itself.
what's happening? Wait, stop.
Harry, my mirror is cracking by itself.
It's cracked twice so far. Why is it cracking by itself?
I have no f***ing idea.
There's 2 bees.
Yeah, it's really fucking.
Just carry on with it. Right. It's a bit.
Stay there, don't go near it.
This way. I know. I know. There's a naughty mirror. Wait.
No,
Why is the mirror cracking?
I don't know.
I know. Maybe the naughty silly.
Out of the blue, the mirror cracked on its own accord, and it was obvious that nothing natural caused this to happen. There was absolutely no human contact with the mirror, and furthermore, it didn't collide with anything, let alone with the force to generate such a crack. With all of these facts compiled, it is safe to say that something exterior caused this to happen, with the leading conclusion being a ghost. GhostTube is an app that allows its users to detect ghosts around their household, and one special day when Chris became bored, he decided to give it a shot. He always had a feeling that ghosts were real, and was definitely the type of person to buy into an app like this. It turns out that it was the right decision this time though. For roughly 5 minutes, he was messing around with the app, but just as he was starting to get fed up with it and uninstall it, alongside all the other ghost apps, this happened.
And just to be clear, there's no air, there's nothing on right now. Can you move the other one?
part of his drum played without him being anywhere near it, so Chris decided to go and inspect the kit. It was here that he discovered a handprint that looked as if it belonged to a child, but as he mentioned, he had no kids, and he definitely didn't have any fosters. This begs the question, what caused the drum to play? Well, at the start of the video, there were not any handprints on the kit, so it is evident that the feature was added mid-tape. I'll let you decide what caused this in the comments, but I'm sure we all have the same answer. Now that you've had a guess, I would like to reveal that we actually know the answer to that question now. A few days after this incident, Chris posted another clip to his TikTok page in the exact same property, and it was just as weird. He was hearing tapping noises from one of the bedrooms, so decided to go in and see what was up, and it was pretty crazy. Take a look. Somehow, the door closed by itself at the end, and it was not in a natural manner whatsoever. Upon many attempts at zooming in to expose any tricks that Chris might have used to fake this, nothing was found, which means this clip has to be authentic. Matching it with the fact the drum kit moved too, makes it obvious that this place is haunted, and I advise him to seek help as soon as he possibly can. Ricardo had been believing his house was haunted for a very long period of time, but the only problem was that none of his parents would ever believe him, and he was aware of this. Instead of making them aware of his concerns, Ricardo decided to let the things he saw go unnoticed, no matter how unhinged or out of the blue they were. One day, though, he got a sudden burst of motivation to get help on defeating the poltergeist, so decided to start recording and see what interesting clips he could find. This was one of them. Strangely, lots of things were happening inside of Ricardo's room, and his parents would be beyond imbeciles to watch this clip and believe anything other than a spirit being present. Ricardo used this logic and presented the evidence to them, and they agreed that they would offer him help if he managed to obtain 2 more pieces of evidence. Motivated as ever, Ricardo kept recording in critical moments, and it wasn't long whatsoever until he caught his second clip. This time round, a piece of art on the wall was moving, and Ricardo showed his parents again. This time they were much more concerned due to the item moving being one of their possessions, but without the third piece of evidence they were not going to give their son the benefit of the doubt. Ricardo was not a quitter though, and despite taking a whole fortnight to capture his last piece of evidence, he didn't give up throughout this time period, and it really paid off. Have a watch. Not only did the cabinet actually open itself, but it threw an item out which made it unexplainably abnormal. Ricardo's parents watched this one and finally took a turning point in regards to their attitudes on ghosts. They are in talks with ghost hunters currently, and I wish them the best in securing one at a reasonable price tag. On May the 29th of 2016, Angel and Willie were both in the kitchen when something absurd happened. Roughly 5 minutes before the incident, the two of them were in their rooms having the time of their lives without any clue what was going to happen to them in such a short period of time. Out of nowhere, their father shouted for them both to come downstairs and told them to start making dinner because they wanted to and it was time. Just as they got started, Willie needed the toilet, and when they came back, Angel was in a much different state of mind.
What the?
What are you doing in here?
Watch that drawer. What the heck is that?
Wait, what? You're joking. Are you doing that?
How am I doing that? I'm recording.
Liar.
Really? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go.
As odd as this was, the drawer started opening and closing without any visible force being applied to it, and Angel refused to believe her own eyes. It was because of this that she pulled out her phone and started to film the incident, because the trust in her phone camera far exceeded that of any other visionary source. When the duo went to make their parents aware, they were told to speak to a priest, not them, and listened. Hopefully the person of which they eventually get aid from is of help. This next clip is so insane that experts needed files of evidence to prove that it was a spirit causing it rather than a literal earthquake. The time was 11 o'clock at night, and Vadim was in his room getting ready to rest for the night. It had been a long day for him, and all he wanted was some peace and quiet that coincided with the comfort of his bed. Little did he know that his wishes were not on the agenda of a poltergeist. A note to take before this is that Vadim has never experienced anything of this sort before, so even his reaction is on the abnormal side.
Октября, 2 часа ночи. Вот такое веселье у нас почти каждую ночь. Удовольствие. О, тихо, тихо, ша.
See what I mean by evidence was needed to prove it wasn't an earthquake? I was very surprised when I found out that the place wasn't on the seismic meter. Vadim contacted his landlord shortly after this incident, in hopes that he would be allowed to move to a new place of rent in due course. But with the contract being 6 months, he would need to pay a fee. The sad thing is that Vadim does not have the funds to pay for something like this, so still has to live there for another 2 months. Not even my luck will be able to help him. The following video was recorded by a business owner who specialized in 24/7 security cameras. This meant that the business watched homes every single hour of the day to make sure that nothing was going on, and they had a lot of clients. People buy stuff like this when they believe their house is at high threat, and anything could happen. So working with this business means maximum security at all costs. It may easily be able to help against robbers and general criminals though, but security does nothing to stop a ghost from haunting your dreams. Have a watch.
Every night I'm at work, I be thinking I'm tripping. But you gotta watch this video, y'all. You see that move under the bed? Like I know for a fact this goes to my client's house. I be seeing, you see it keep moving like right there under the bed? It's moving back and forth. You see it? It's ghost in my client's house. Look under her bed. It'll come out and go back. Now she in bed asleep. She ain't moved an ounce. But do you see how it keep coming out, going back in? This is no joke. My client truly has ghosts in her house. You see it? She don't have a dog, she don't have a cat, but it's always something moving in her room on camera at night. Sometime it'll fly directly across the camera. Be creeping me the heck out, like no doubt. I'm gonna let's be still so y'all can see. You see it moving in there again? Look at that. It's moving up by the bed now on the frame. And then you'll see it move again. You see that? I think I'm tripping. Maybe I want to. It's real live ghost in here in her house. It don't matter how I turn the camera. That ghost is in that room and it ain't going nowhere.
As you can clearly see, a poltergeist was slipping in and out from under the bed. It was very creepy, and the owner asked the person sleeping for consent to post this, and fortunately got it, meaning we were able to show you it today. The sleeper claims that it would just have been dust or something, but I think it was something much worse. Meet Ian, also known as the Midwest Ghost Hunter and the most successful YouTube ghost hunter in the entire world. Ian visits all sorts of haunted places for long explorations and gets paid a lot of money to do so, with the following clip being from his visit to an abandoned asylum that was known for hosting many deaths. This place packed tons of thrills that even Ian became frightened of, but he prevailed and compiled a 2-hour video for his fans. On this channel, I've been showing a brief clip from every video, and that does not stop on this one. Enjoy.
Ida, that was you. Could you speak again? It was hard to make out what you were saying. Ida. Why do you still linger here? You know you're free to go, right? I heard that you hung yourself from this broom above me. Why did you do it? Whoa. I keep hearing like her voice, but it's hard to make out any words. Whoa. That sounded a little more intelligible, but still, I can't make out what the words are. Ida, what was going through your mind when you took your own life? What drove you to do such a thing? Trapped here. You felt trapped here? I am so sorry. You know you don't have to stay here anymore, Ida. This place is completely shut down now. You're free to go. Ida, what the... Whoa. Oh my god. Whoa. Dude. She is screaming. She is screaming through this device. Oh my god, that is terrifying. Why are you screaming, Ida? What's wrong? I have never heard a woman scream through this device before. That is absolutely terrifying. Ida, what is wrong? I want to help you.
The spirit claimed that it was trapped there, and after Ian gave it his full permission to leave the vicinity, it screamed. Any sort of scream is enough to terrify someone, but when it comes from a spirit, the fear factor is bound to be multiplied by 100. I just hope that Ian is now okay. Like and subscribe for more clips from Ian. Being put on the night shift can be one of the most devastating things a human can be given, especially if they don't work at those hours, usually. One day, Riley, the man in our following video, was told to take this role and work from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m., and he initially rejected the offer. However, when his boss put the opportunity of double pay on the table, he had to take the offer. Little did anybody know that working would not be the primary strain on Riley's evening though, and there would be something far worse tormenting him that night. Have a look at what happened.
I'm freaking the crap out. So I was just doing night out at work back here, and then I walked to the back to grab a stapler, and I hear keys fall. And oh my gosh, I'm so freaking scared right now. I walk out here, and this is the breakfast report right here, and I put the keys with it, and when I walked away, the keys freaking fell by themselves. I don't know if I set them like on the edge or what, but they fell, and I'm freaking the crap out, people. Oh my gosh. The paper moves. It's moving again. Oh my gosh.
All sorts of things happened in this clip, from keys falling to the ground all the way to paper, moving without any human interaction. This was frightening for obvious reasons, and Riley was super fortunate to have got it on camera so he could show his boss. To his dismay though, no further action was taken, but at least he wasn't made to suffer a night shift again. The man had always suspected his house was haunted, but things really started to escalate when he heard tapping sounds coming from the cabinet beside him. He walked over and noticed that an ornament with small dangling parts was lightly tapping against a cabinet door, seemingly on its own. Curious, he opened the cabinet to get a better look and decided to film in case something else happened.
Poltergeist. So I'm sitting here gaming, and that object up there swung and literally smacked the glass really hard. Damn reflection, but look, still moving. Let's catch it before it stops. Look, still moving. Oh no, it moved. Look, it was sitting there, as you can see from the dust. Oh, so it moved. Alright. Can you make it swing again? Damn, I really need to wipe off in there. Look at all that shit. Can you make it swing again? Try to open that more. Hello? Can you make it move again? Oh, look. It made them all move now. Nice. Can you make it swing like you did before when it hit the glass? It's going out of focus. Alright, now I said swing it, not move it. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. And I opened that thing, so probably let the damn thing out. Yo, this thing keeps moving. I'm like nervous and shaking, and I'm lightheaded a little bit. Keeps going out of focus. Surprised them things ain't shaking more, how much it moved. I'm so nervous, man. So lightheaded. I don't regret this, but can you make it move again? Can you make it move again? So lightheaded. Can you slide it the other way? Keeps going out of focus. Yo! Was that a nickel, a dime, a penny? Look, there's my change. That thing went flying. How did it not hit the glass? See, that's some glitch in the Matrix shit. Yo, I gotta rewatch that, cause how to get past that glass and fly behind this stuff. Is that? That's definitely not what flew out. I don't even know where that went. Or even...
As the camera rolls, the ornament moves again, this time not just swaying but visibly sliding to the right in a smooth, deliberate motion. Then, out of nowhere, a penny shoots out from inside the cabinet, curving around the edge of the closed door and landing on the floor. It defied any explanation. After seeing the footage back, he was stunned. There was no airflow, no vibration, and no explanation for how the coin had moved like that. He has now started documenting everything and is seriously considering bringing in someone with experience in the paranormal. Something is clearly trying to make itself known, and it is no longer subtle about it. The family had long suspected something wasn't right in their home. After months of strange occurrences, noises, shifting objects, and an uneasy feeling that never fully went away, they finally installed cameras in key areas to see if they could catch anything. One of the cameras in the living room captured something they weren't ready for. It begins with a toy suddenly activating by itself, mechanical sounds cutting through the quiet. Then, more toys start to move slowly, shifting unnaturally without anyone nearby. As if that weren't enough, a white chair suddenly slides across the floor, completely unprovoked. The room was empty, and the footage was clear. This wasn't wind, vibrations, or a trick of light. The family watched the video several times, each time more unsettled than the last. They've kept the footage, started logging every incident, and are now considering professional help. With the cameras still rolling and the activity escalating, one question remains. What is it that's trying to make itself known in their home? Make sure to subscribe because that question will be answered in a future video. On July 29, 2007, a group of boys decided to explore an old abandoned church on the outskirts of town. The place had been left to decay for years, and while the setting was eerie, nothing unusual happened for a while. They wandered through the dusty aisles, laughing and filming parts of their adventure like it was just another fun challenge.
Close that damn door, I'm scared shitless. Oh shit, look at this ladder, it's like a secret door or something. When we try to get up it?
I'm not doing it.
Should I?
I'm not. You can go.
Fuck, I am. Don't.
Someone's gonna fall out of there.
Man, shut up. God damn it. We're around. I can't take this right
Oh
now.
god.
I'm so scared. Shit. Oh no. Oh my god. Turn off the light. Shit. Listen. Oh shit, that's fucking piano. Is that piano? Come on. Should we go out there? Is that door open?
Shit, we left the door open.
Should we stay in here for a second? No. We gotta stay. We gotta see if I can see this.
Right,
This could be priceless.
Holy shit! No shit! What do we do? Oh my god! Oh my god! I don't know what to fucking do. Please, God, help me! I gotta make it out alive. I want to see my mama. God damn! Alright. We gotta try to make it to the front door. Just run. Go. The door's locked. What do we do? Dude? We gotta make it run. Oh my god. Alright, go. Oh my god! Holy shit! Holy fuck, the music stopped playing. The music, go. Shit! I'm scared shit. He's following. Oh god. I can't breathe. I can't.
That changed instantly when they heard a soft melody echo through the church. The piano, untouched and worn from time, was playing by itself. As they turned to look, an apparition appeared at the bench, its hands gliding over the keys. Panic set in. The boys bolted out of the building, barely able to process what they had seen. They called a taxi and waited in silence at the edge of the road, too shaken to speak. That night marked the end of their ghost hunting curiosity. None of them ever went exploring like that again. After what happened the last time Kyle Anthony appeared on this channel, he had tried to move on. That night he heard what sounded like a little girl laughing from the basement while home alone had never left his mind, but without solid proof, he let it go. This time, though, his fiancée was home. When he heard the sound again, soft, eerie, and definitely childlike, he grabbed his phone and started recording.
Why do y'all want me to go down in the basement so bad? I'm already scared as hell. My fiance's home now, so it's a little bit better, but I don't want to go down there. Gosh dang. I haven't heard it again anyway. It was probably just the air conditioner making a freaking noise or something, you know what I mean? Whoa, oh, okay, no. Okay, y'all think that's Elmo now? That wasn't no toy. That wasn't no toy, y'all. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was ridiculous. Yeah, let's just not,
The video captures a quiet, unsettling noise rising from the basement. It isn't laughter this time, but something just as unnerving. It carried the same childish tone, like someone trying to speak, but not making sense. Kyle is spooked during this clip, and for a moment nothing else happens. But right at the very end, the basement door slightly moves. Just a subtle shift, enough to catch your eye and make your stomach drop. Afterward, Kyle showed his fiancée the footage, and both of them were left uneasy. They know there's no one else in the house, and no reason for the sound or the movement. Now that they've both heard it, they're starting to realize whatever is down there isn't going away on its own. Kyle has begun tracking each occurrence, and the couple is thinking seriously about bringing in outside help. This no longer feels like a coincidence. Something is down there, and it is making itself known. Elle had already been asleep for a while when a series of soft knocking sounds woke them up. Confused and uneasy, they grabbed their phone and started filming as they got out of bed to investigate.
Mami, te grabo este video porque están tocando constantemente la puerta. Están pasando cosas que no son normales. ¿Quién? ¿Quién? No hay nadie. ¿Viste eso?
In the moonlight, my honey, I know is a dawn that you.
The video shows Elle walking down the hallway toward the door where the knocking came from. They open it slowly, only to reveal absolutely nothing on the other side. No people, no wind, nothing that could have made the sound. After checking briefly, Elle returns to their room, and that's when the real shock hits. As the camera turns toward the bed, the covers are visibly shifting and tugging as if someone or something is underneath them, but there's no one there. Elle pans around the room in a panic, but it's completely empty. After the experience, Elle stayed awake the rest of the night with the lights on. The next morning, they told friends about it, and a few believe something is definitely trying to get their attention. Whether it's a warning or a presence just making itself known, Elle knows one thing for sure. That night changed everything. The following video was captured by a mother of 3, and her children's ages varied heavily. Her youngest was just 3 years old, but the eldest was a 16-year-old boy who was always out with his friends. One day, shortly after asking to go out, his mother allowed him to, despite it being a late hour, which would usually be off limits. Fortunately, he had a good time and was back home the next day, but little did he know what was going on back at his house whilst he was out.
Не поняла, опять этот звук. Снова. Именно когда сын уходит. Ё-моё. Именно когда сын уходит, появляется этот звук из шкафа. Ребята, вы это слышите? Вы слышите, да, это, ребята? Почему так происходит именно когда сын уходит на улицу? Боже мой.
Strangely, his voice could be heard, and it was almost as if it was within the walls of the house. No matter how many cabinets are storage items, the mother checked, she could not find her son, and this is when she realized it was a mimic. Over the next week, she plotted how to get rid of this ghost, but then realized since her real son came home, it stopped anyway, so there was no point. I send my wishes that it will not start again. Dom was in his room late at night, just winding down after a long day. The house was quiet, too quiet, and he was just starting to relax when he noticed something strange. His bedroom door began opening and closing on its own. Hesitant but curious, he grabbed his camera and waited.
Guys, like, what the heck? I'm home alone right now. I'm literally like shaking right now, and my door keeps on moving by itself. There's like no windows open or nothing, and I'm definitely home alone. Like, what the? Oh my! What the? Hello? Hello? Is anybody in here? What in the heck? Hello? I swear you bet. Hello? You better not be pranking me right now. What the hell? Oh!
The door swung shut again, and Dom quickly got up to see what could be causing it. When he looked, nothing was there. Shaken, he turned back toward the hallway, but then another door down the hall slammed closed. Heart racing, he ran over and opened it, but to his dismay, the bathroom was empty. The house was silent once more, leaving Dom unsettled and unsure of what he had just witnessed. After this, Dom said he spent the rest of the night on edge, constantly checking the doors and considering calling a paranormal expert to figure out what might be haunting his home. The next day, Dom went about his routine, relieved that nothing else had happened. He passed it off as a one-time strange occurrence and tried to convince himself the house was normal. But that night, just as the clock struck midnight, he was jolted awake by a chill running through the room. In the dim moonlight, his camera captured a shadowy figure, half hidden, peeking out from his closet. Its shape was disturbingly human, yet something about it seemed wrong, demonic even. Fear rooted him to the spot for a moment, but adrenaline pushed him to get out of bed and check inside the closet. After it vanished back into the darkness, the space was empty, leaving him shaken and unsure of what he had just witnessed. After this terrifying encounter, Dom said he spent the rest of the night too scared to sleep, constantly glancing at the closet and considering reaching out to a paranormal expert. He admitted the experience left a lingering fear that his house was far from the safe haven it once was, and he began contemplating steps to protect himself from whatever unseen presence seemed to be haunting him. Rosanna was asleep one night, peacefully as ever, when she was abruptly woken by a series of loud, piercing screams that echoed through the house. Groggy and startled, she grabbed her camera to record what was happening.
Gizmo.
The screams were audible first, sharp and chilling, and then her bedroom door began opening on its own. Terrified, she quickly shut it, only for it to swing open again almost immediately. Hesitant but compelled, she stepped out of the room, and that's when something even stranger appeared. A small, black blur in the bottom right corner of the camera frame. The sight was sudden and inexplicable, causing her to stumble back into her room, unsure whether what she saw was a ghost or some other unseen force blocking her path. After this, Rosanna said she felt exhausted and unnerved, unsure if she would ever understand what had visited her that night, and that the experience left her shaken well into the next day. Michaelenko, one of the most skilled ghost hunters out there, had been doing this long enough to know when a location would be bad. This time, he was searching a dark, decrepit house, hoping to secure a payout from a client who wanted proof of paranormal activity. He already suspected the place was haunted, but he didn't expect just how intense it would get.
Резко свет. Все, батарея разряжена. Только включу.
As his camera rolled, a cupboard creaked open just an inch on its own, followed moments later by a cabinet swinging fully open with no one near it. Then, almost as if whatever was in the house was trying to stop him, the battery on his motion detector suddenly died, cutting short what felt like a major paranormal surge. Mykolenko left with undeniable evidence and once again, a satisfied client who paid him in full. Subscribe because Mykolenko will be appearing in future videos. Eji and his wife were fast asleep when a series of strange noises jolted them awake. At first, they couldn't quite make out what they were hearing, but the more they listened, the more it became chilling. It sounded almost like demonic laughter, mixed with the faint cry of a baby.
Cobalah dicek. Apa? Kan ada apa-apa.
As the camera recorded, the unsettling noises continued before the carpet covering a lamp suddenly got launched away, sending the lamp crashing to the floor. The couple froze, unsure if they should run or investigate. In the aftermath, Eiji said they barely slept that night and have since been debating whether to bring in a paranormal investigator or simply leave the house altogether. They decided against getting an expert because their budget was too low, and for the next few days, nothing out of the ordinary happened. They thought they were safe, but when Eiji went to his boxing gym, things took a terrifying turn.
Ada nyala, Cok, nggak ada orang.
While hitting the punching bag, he suddenly heard a piano playing from another building. He followed the sound and found the piano playing entirely on its own. As he searched for a possible explanation, a strange noise came from a nearby closet, eerily similar to the laugh from before, sending him running. They are now contacting a priest to deal with whatever is haunting them. Jeff was going about his usual day when he suddenly heard some clattering coming from his kitchen. Curious, he went to check it out, camera in hand.
Just sitting around here waiting for something to clean. Need something to clean. Anything over here? No, nothing in the sink there. How about over here? No, nothing there. Over here? No. People, need something to clean here. Let me take a closer look. Anything down here? No, nothing there. Alright, let me check over here.
God, I'm bored. Something to clean, please.
His kitchen tap was moving on its own, twisting and swiveling like it was searching for something to clean. Instead of panicking, Jeff couldn't resist joking about it, narrating the tap with silly voice lines like, "I need something to clean," and mimicking its motions. The comedic energy seemed to affect the situation. After a few more moments of playful banter, the tap stopped moving entirely, as if the spirit had been amused enough to leave. Jeff laughed it off, but remained cautious, keeping a camera nearby in case the kitchen decided to get playful again. The light-hearted approach was enough to end the encounter without needing any outside help. The following video took place in the house of Tommy Wells, and it was terrifying to say the least. He had been experiencing paranormal activity for a period as long as a month at the time of this recording, and it really was beginning to get too much. The things that this spirit was doing could not be written off as torment. This stuff was torture, and the next few videos on this channel are going to prove that, starting with today's. He and his wife set up a camera late one night to see what they would be able to capture, because they had documented their hauntings on YouTube for a while now. Fortunately, the ghost was still happy to showcase its powers in front of a camera.
I'm so glad we went and got this camcorder.
Is it working good?
Yeah, it's working real good.
Good deal. You got good color and everything?
Oh yeah, I like it.
Good deal. Might be one of the best investments we ever made, man. Wish
Oh,
we
yeah.
had it in here earlier tonight when all that bullshit was fucking going on.
Yeah, I know, we could have got it on camcorder then.
Had been awesome as shit.
Yep.
About ready to turn in and hit the bed?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
It's about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the friggin' morning, probably.
God.
Look, listen.
What is that, baby?
Goddamn, we ain't going
Oh,
to
shit.
bed yet. God damn it. Hold on, Jerry, real quick. Watch out.
Okay.
I'll be straight back, man.
Okay. Oh, shit!
What is it?
That noise.
Get out here with me. Come on. Jerry!
Where's Jerry?
Jerry! His lights down. Get over here, man! Take it easy. What the fucking thing going on?
I don't know. I really don't know. What the hell was that? What was that?
That sounded like that pit bull got scared. Okay. We're out there raising hell. Just come with me and see what. Who the hell's in here? I'll check on Jerry. Can't see these. Call him or something. Get him on the phone or something. Call him. He ain't over here yet.
This time, its most prominent showing was playing the piano, and you could tell it's been able to play this thing for years. Unfortunately, this was not the time for piano fun though, because it creeped the living hell out of the woman and Tommy. The most frightening part about all of this though, is that it is only the beginning and a long, treacherous night is ahead of them. Subscribe so you do not miss Tommy's future appearances on Haunter. Chris was spending a quiet evening at home when something immediately threw the vibe off. He was upstairs, just relaxing like normal, when he heard this sudden bang from downstairs, loud enough to jolt him out of his seat. Now, Chris isn't the type to jump to conclusions, but this sound wasn't like anything falling or shifting. It had weight behind it. Curiosity got the best of him, so he decided to grab his phone and check it out. As he headed down the stairs, he kept recording, just in case. That's when things took a very weird turn. On the wall in the hallway was this decorative Santa face, the kind you see hanging during the holidays. As Chris panned the camera, the Santa moved, not once but twice. It wasn't just swinging from a breeze or sliding down a nail. It tilted, paused, and shifted again. You can clearly see there's no one near it, and no windows are open. Chris was understandably shaken, and that Santa didn't stick around much longer. The day after, he burned it in the fireplace. I can't say I blame him. Festive or not, that thing had to go. Leandro had known for weeks that something in his house wasn't right, but he kept it to himself, because every time he even hinted at it, people looked at him like he was insane. He wasn't about to be labeled the psycho friend, so he stayed quiet. But the longer he waited, the worse it got. And eventually, he decided enough was enough. He pulled out his phone and started recording, hoping to finally catch something on camera that could prove he wasn't just losing it.
Mais dia normal. Tem espírito preso na casa. Será que está tentando me dizer algo?
Tô vendo barulho aqui agora. De novo, gente, eu já tô cansado disso já.
Acredite se quiser.
Olha isso. Olha aqui. Olha isso, gente. Olha aqui na cozinha. Meu Deus do céu, o que é isso, velho? Olha isso. Que isso, cara? Olha isso aqui. O ventilador ligou sozinho. Olha isso. Ai, que isso? Estou com medo. O ventilador ligou, desligou. Olha isso.
In the footage, it all happens at once. His kitchen appliances started dropping all over the place. Then his standing fan moved on its own accord. And finally, a folded cloth on the counter just dropped without being touched. The room feels like it's under siege, and Leandro barely manages to hold the camera steady through it all. There's no one else there, no wires or strings, and no explanation that makes any sort of sense. It's the kind of clip you have to watch twice just to believe, and this was only the beginning, because a few days later, even more evidence was discovered. A few days after the chaos in the kitchen, Leandro decided to finally reach out to a ghost hunter. The issue was, the investigator wouldn't commit to a visit unless there was more footage to go on. So Leandro and his wife came up with a plan. They had both noticed something off about this old porcelain doll they kept in the living room. Every time they left it facing forward, it somehow ended up facing the wall. They decided to test it properly. With the camera rolling, Leandro's wife carefully turned the doll toward the lens, making sure it was clearly visible and properly positioned.
Eu comprei uma boneca de guardar sacola, mas ela não gosta que ninguém olhe para ela.
Não vou ficar aqui sozinho, não. Caralho, tá caindo tudo aqui.
Minha mãe foi pegar uma vassoura, dois corajosos.
Do nada aqui, sozinho em casa. E eu levei um susto, achei que eu que tava vendo coisa. A mãe foi lá pegar a vassoura pra mexer nele. Vira ela pra frente. Eu vou jogar esse troço fora, eu vou queimar. Cuidado, vira ela pra frente. Ui.
Ela vira de costas toda vez que arrumava ela pra frente.
Não, vira ela pra frente. Aí. Aí.
O que você põe nela?
Como assim?
Eu tô voando.
Sei lá. O trem começou a se mexer do nada. Olha lá.
Eu tô voando aqui.
Olha lá a mão dela. Ui. Joga fora.
Para, amiga, pelo amor de Deus.
Oi. Eita, pega.
As the seconds ticked by, it slowly but clearly shifted back around to face the wall again. No human interference, no obvious triggers, just a slow and chilling movement that looked almost deliberate. This was enough to get the ghost hunter's attention. He showed up that same weekend and spent hours combing through the house. According to him, there was definitely a presence in the home, something that had become attached to a particular object, likely the doll. After a short ritual and a cleansing, the disturbances began to fade, and for now, the house has gone quiet. Victor and his friend were spending the evening at Victor's place when something strange caught their attention. They were just hanging out in the living room, not really expecting anything out of the ordinary, when Victor noticed something odd. His rug kept ending up in a slightly different position every time he looked at it. It wasn't drastic, just enough to be unsettling. After a while, curiosity got the better of him and he decided to start recording, hoping he might catch whatever was going on in action.
Такая красивая, да? Я вспомнил просто, что нашла. Ну, она такая красивая в жизни, такая толстая. Ну вот, толстая. Жесть. Снял? Да. Все охуенно. Вообще цепь большой пиздец. Прям чувствую, сука, хочется. Бывает такое.
Sure enough, as the camera rolls, the rug slowly drags itself a few inches across the floor without a single foot touching it. There's no breeze, no pets, and no strings. It just moves. The room is silent, but the tension in the clip is heavy. After this, Victor's friend refused to sleep on the same floor and insisted on staying upstairs for the rest of the visit. Victor ends up contacting a local medium who believes the house has residual energy attached to something beneath the floorboards. Whether they dig it up or not, we'll have to wait and see. Lorita, a mother of 3, was home with her children when she suddenly noticed signs that someone had broken into the house. Panicked, she grabbed 2 of her kids and ran outside, only to realize moments later that their youngest was still inside. Without hesitation, Lorita rushed back in, But as she tried to find her third child, things took a terrifying turn. It wasn't a man in the house after all, but something else.
Come over here.
Shit.
Oh, what happened?
Dude, run. There's a guy inside. Run. Hey, where's your sister?
She's in her room sleeping.
She's inside?
Yeah.
Dude, look. There's a shadow right there.
What the heck?
Told you there was somebody in here. Amber, baby, come here. Amber. Dude.
No.
What's that?
The door just closed over there.
Amber. Baby, come here. Are you in here? Oh, dude. I pulled the door back.
Oh my god.
What is that?
Oh,
Someone's at the front door. What do?
Go to the front door, Milos.
Dude, nobody's there. No one's at the front door.
Who rang the doorbell then?
It's knocking, but there's nobody there. Dude.
There's no one there.
Should I open it?
No.
Dude, the noise is coming back. It's getting louder and louder.
Oh my. Now it's the doorbell again?
What is going on here?
The front door kept ringing as if someone was aggressively spamming the doorbell, and no matter how hard Loretta tried, the door to her youngest child's room wouldn't open. It felt like an invisible force was blocking their way, keeping them trapped from reaching the child. The fear was overwhelming. Since that night, Loretta and her family have been desperately trying to find a new place to live, hoping to escape whatever spirit has made their home its own. They're planning to move as soon as they can, because no one should have to live with something so relentless and frightening inside their own walls. A ghost hunter was offered $500 to investigate a house suspected of being haunted, and he decided to take the job. For a long time, nothing unusual happened, and he started to question whether the whole thing was just a waste of time. He debated leaving more than once, but chose to stay and keep looking for answers. Suddenly, the door in one of the rooms began rattling violently, as if something was trying to get out or in. The hunter carefully searched behind the door, but found nothing at all. No hidden compartments, no tricks, just empty space. Despite the lack of physical evidence, the eerie rattling convinced him that there was definitely some kind of presence in the house. After spending a few more hours investigating and sensing the energy shift, he concluded that the place was haunted and recommended the owners consider a spiritual cleansing. They agreed and planned to bring in specialists to help rid the house of the restless spirit. Ian, a well-known ghost hunter who has appeared on this channel before, was exploring a notoriously haunted asylum all by himself. As he moved through the dim hallways, he suddenly noticed a broom leaning against the wall start to move on its own. Instinctively, he turned the camera to capture the strange activity.
Is there someone up here? Making noises? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm starting to think it could be a false alarm. Maybe not. Whoa. That definitely sounded like it was in here. In here. And you know what? If you look out there. The wind has stopped. So that totally rules that out. Which is scary because those sounds were so loud. I nearly pissed myself. Luckily I wasn't recording. That would have been embarrassing. Oh God. Who's down there? You know, I can't help but think about that spirit box session that was on this floor. That right there. Or not that one. Right there. That's John Oliver's room. I'm just thinking about what he said. Because I have a bad feeling right now. Whoever's down there, come on out. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Dude, something just ran across that hall. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh, come on, you just calm down. Oh, Jesus. I'm whimpering and screaming like a little freaking baby.
The broom slowly slides across the floor, and shortly after, a chilling voice clearly warns him to get out now. The atmosphere instantly thickens with tension, but despite the warning, Ian decides to stay a little longer, determined to uncover more evidence. What happens next is even more intense, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video where this story continues. Ever since he was young, Marcus had been fascinated with the underground. He loved the stillness, the echoes, and the sense of mystery that came with exploring places most people would never see. Over the years, he had taken up caving as a hobby, often bringing his loyal dog along for company. On this particular day, he decided to explore a cave system he hadn't visited before, curious to see what secrets it might hold. With only his headlamp and his dog's eager excitement to guide the way, they ventured deep inside.
Out. Come here. Come on. Come on. Go. Misty. think about this, Misty. Keep looking. Stay behind me. What the fuck is that? Oh shit. Go. Come on, Misty. Come on, Misty.
The footage shows them carefully making their way through narrow passages until they eventually reach a dead end, where dozens of bats hang above, prompting Marcus to turn around. After walking back for only a short time, the beam of his light catches something ahead, a tall, human-like figure standing in the darkness. It was far too unnatural in movement and presence to be anything ordinary. Without a second thought, Marcus grabs his dog and bolts for the exit, the sound of his hurried footsteps echoing through the cave as they escape into daylight. Even now, he says he can't explain what he saw, and maybe he doesn't want to. Dre and his friend had been hanging out one evening when a series of strange noises started coming from the attic. At first, they brushed it off, thinking it might just be the wind or an old house creaking, but the sounds kept happening, louder each time. After a bit of debating, they decided to check it out for themselves. Climbing up into the dim attic, they were hit with an instant feeling of unease, like they were being watched. The air felt heavier, and both of them agreed it didn't feel right.
Alright, remember, I gotta turn this thing on here. Recorder's on.
Alright, we got the cripple.
Yeah, I'm the cripple. I'm the EVP director.
The EVP specialist. And, let's see if I can do this. Got myself, Dre. And we're up here because we heard some noises earlier. And we're trying to figure out if we can catch a little bit more. Or try to piss this thing off enough to let us know that it's here.
I heard you up here last night. Make a noise. I kept on hearing stuff in the back of the attic on the back there on the right, like there was something hiding back there. I got it on the recorder, like all these little bangs and scratching noises. And just for the record, there's no wildlife up here. What's your name? Stop hiding and show yourself.
Give us a sign. What the hell was that?
Did you see something?
We just got something on video.
What was it?
Oh my gosh, what was that? Hang on, we gotta stop this.
What did it look like?
In the footage, the camera pans across the far end of the attic just in time to catch a sudden movement in the shadows. Nobody else was in the house, and no one could have been hiding there without them seeing. The encounter left them certain they had just come face to face with a ghost. Michaelenko is one of those rare ghost hunters whose reputation speaks for itself. Known for his sharp instincts, unshakable composure, and years of experience investigating some of the most infamous haunted locations, he's built a name for himself as the guy who gets results. Clients trust him because he doesn't just chase shadows, he documents them with undeniable clarity. So when he was offered $500 to prove a paranormal presence in a suburban home that had been giving its owners sleepless nights, he didn't hesitate. In the footage, Mykolenko is standing well across the room, far from the old wooden cabinet in question. Without warning, the cabinet begins to shake violently, sending several objects crashing to the floor. The angle is perfect, clear, steady, and without any sign of wires or tampering. The homeowners were convinced on the spot, and true to his word, Mykolenko delivered the proof and walked away with the full $500 in hand. If you want more investigations like this, make sure to subscribe. Mykolenko will be appearing in future videos, and you don't want to miss what he uncovers next. A man was relaxing in his bedroom late at night when a sudden aggressive rattling of a nearby door jolted him upright. At first, he thought it might be the wind, or maybe someone else in the house, but the sound was too intense and frantic to be either. Grabbing his camera, he stepped cautiously out of bed, his breathing already quickening as he edged closer to the source. The footage shows him standing right next to the door as the handle shakes violently on its own. Without warning, the door swings open and then closes again, all while the handle continues to tremble as if being gripped by invisible hands. His loud, panicked breathing fills the audio, making the moment even more unsettling. After the incident, he admitted he didn't sleep for the rest of the night. The next day, he began researching and reaching out to local paranormal hunters, determined to bring in someone experienced who could explain or confront whatever was in his home. Valentina was at the hospital late one evening, sitting in the hallway while her father was being treated. She had no idea that at this exact point in time, her father had already passed away. She was scrolling through her phone, trying to distract herself from the stress, when something caught her attention out of the corner of her eye.
No. Ay, no puede ser, mira.
No, mira.
Es una fantasma acá, loco.
No te puedo creer, la puta madre. Ay, no, lo que le parió. No.
The wheelchair her father regularly used began to roll forward completely on its own, moving smoothly across the corridor without anyone near it. Valentina froze, her fear mixing with confusion as she stared at the empty seat. Later, a nurse informed her that her father's heart had stopped just 2 minutes before the wheelchair had moved. The timing left her shaken, wondering if this was her father's way of saying goodbye. Marcos had just returned home from a long shift at work and was winding down for the night, watching TV in her room. It was quiet, the kind of stillness that usually meant nothing out of the ordinary would happen. But then she heard it, a distinct thud from just outside her bedroom door, like something heavy had fallen. At first, she thought she imagined it, but the sound was too real to ignore. Curious and a little uneasy, she grabbed her phone and started recording before going to check.
Dios.
She slowly opened her bedroom door and immediately spotted an object lying on the floor in the hallway, something that definitely hadn't been there before. As she processed what she was seeing, a chair further down the hall suddenly slid across the floor directly toward her, stopping just a few feet away. Marcos backed up quickly, her breathing picking up as fear set in. Later, she admitted she didn't sleep in her room that night, and was now considering having a paranormal investigator come to see what she might be dealing with. Fabian was sitting in his room watching TV when he heard the familiar sound of his dad's car pulling into the driveway. He quickly turned his head toward the window, trying to catch a glimpse of him arriving. While Fabian's attention was fixed outside, the doll on his bed shifted suddenly, moving in a way that was far from natural. Fabian had no idea. He only turned back a moment later and hurried out of the room to greet his dad. Later, his mum reviewed the security footage from his room and was left stunned by what she saw. The doll had been perfectly still before, and there was no one near it when it moved. The unsettling discovery has her seriously considering moving out before whatever caused it decides to do more. Late at night in Mexico, a family was winding down when one of them claimed to see something strange moving outside from their bedroom window. They described it as a white cloak drifting through the street. So the father decided to head downstairs and step outside to record whatever it was.
Ya, loco, graba. Míralo ahí, loco, míralo ahí. ¿Y qué es lo que está haciendo? Te dije, loco, se parece a Martín, loco, el que murió. Cierra la puerta. Cierra la puerta. Llama a papi. Papi, ven que aquí hay una cosa rara, yo no sé qué es. Mira, llámalo, ve. Cierra la puerta. Ay, Dios mío. Mira. Ay, Dios. Llama a papi.
In the footage, a white bedsheet-like shape can be seen floating and twisting through the air, moving in a way that didn't match any breeze. It glided across the road, almost deliberately, before disappearing into the deep shadows beside another house. The family was left unsettled, unsure if it was some elaborate prank or something far stranger. Neighbors have since been warned, but the mystery remains unsolved. The following video was captured and uploaded to a YouTube channel named Parasomnia MX, with the name of the actual person behind it being unknown. It took place at roughly midnight, and he heard a loud bang from outside of his room, and due to being the only person living in the property, this was scary for obvious reasons. In case it was something little like his dog knocking something over, he went to investigate, but no matter what he thought it could have been, what it actually was definitely at the bottom of his predictions.
Okay, it's like midnight right now. I was sleeping on my couch and I heard a loud bang. I've heard it before, but I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was the dogs on the deck or something. But I think if I sit and wait, you'll see. I just seen it. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. There it is. It's my cupboards. Let's see. Holy shit, what is shaking? I'm just gonna sit here and videotape for a minute. See what happens. See what happens. This is scary. Oh, holy shit. Holy shit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh! Holy shit. What the? Okay. I'm cool. I'm cool. Let me get up and... Ooh, I'm just shaking. Look at my goosebumps. Okay. It's my grandma's old house too. It's old. I remember that light being on. Let's see what this looks like. I don't want to go too close to. That's just creepy. You have no idea. Like, there's nobody in my house right now. Like, nobody. I can hear something in that room. Okay. That's weird. What is that? Somebody's in that room. Ah! Whoa! Okay. Look at those goosebumps. I'm gonna go look. What's the worst that's gonna happen? Ooh, scary. There's like nobody in here. I'm freaking out, man. This is scary shit. This is really scary shit. I knew I could hear stuff before, but I don't know. It's so weird. Like I could hear it. Oh. I'm going outside.
Strangely, the cabinet continuously opened itself, and whatever was inside of it must have really drawn the spirit's attention. Furthermore, it drew the bead string entrance open a small bit, whilst the man was looking at it, which caused him to investigate, but nobody was on the other side. This is when he realized that he was dealing with a spirit and instantly uploaded it to social media for people to offer advice. I hope that he got what he needed and that the ghost is no longer with him. On May 11th of 1993, at roughly 2 o'clock in the morning, one of John Osborne's house cameras detected something absolutely unbelievable. For the past few days, his family had been noticing really weird things happening around the household, and John, after seeking advice, was told to set up cameras in order to obtain more evidence. At first, he thought this was lazy advice that would lead to nothing, as some spirits become camera shy. But fortunately, this spirit was not one of them.
3,000 miles away in Ohio, another family believes they're not alone.
The family had been hearing noises at night. They would wake up in the morning and find things moved, overturned, broken dishes and glasses.
Searching for the cause, the father leaves a video camera rolling overnight. This is his amazing videotape. Watch as the glass moves across the table, apparently on its own.
And then we see a typewriter move, which is not plugged in.
Next, a chair slides away from the table, and the reclining chair mysteriously begins to rock back and forth.
Then we hear the front door of the house, left of the rocking chair, open and then close.
John Osborne offers his opinion of these disturbing images.
I've watched it countless times looking for any evidence of foul play, and I couldn't find it.
From sliding a glass across the table to moving a literal chair, this poltergeist was doing the opposite of messing around. John was super fortunate to have caught this on camera, and a popular television station chose to broadcast it for a wider audience to see in the hopes that it would reach someone who could provide some decent help for the family. The most recent report is that they are searching for some sort of professional ghost hunter, but it's a big struggle staying within budget. Watching TV is a leisurely activity that many people across the world spend far too much time doing. The man in our next clip was by no means any different. In the build-up to the clip, he was watching his favorite television series for the third time, and no matter how many times he watched it, it never got boring. Unfortunately, something else must have liked the series too though, because it definitely got a bit too close for the man's liking.
God damn it. This is getting old. Shit! You gotta come out. What the? Shit. I'm out of here.
Out of nowhere, some cutlery launched itself out of a drawer, so the man was forced to pause the show, stand up and investigate. To his dismay, there was nobody there, which left him very confused. But as he sat back down, he noticed what had caused it through a ghostly apparition that frightened him so much, I bet he soiled himself. To be honest though, I would too if I came face to face with an entity of that nature. When your house is haunted, the first step is trying to get in touch with any form of expert who can guide you in the correct direction to get rid of it. For some, this step is super simple, but for others they find something about it really hard, and that something is proving that they've actually been haunted. This is because a lot of poltergeists are actually camera shy and don't cause as much havoc when placed ahead of a lens. But fortunately, Sergio, the man who recorded this, was eventually able to get some footage.
Buenas noches amigos, les habla su amigo Trovadoc. En videos previos ya les había comentado que han estado pasando fenómenos extraños aquí en la casa los últimos meses. De hecho los perros están muy acelerados ahorita porque se escucharon ruidos por el rumbo de la sala. Y aproveché ahorita para grabar a ver si captamos algo. Se ha escuchado movimiento. Hemos visto una silueta un par de veces y pues bueno, vamos a ver qué logramos y si logramos captar algo. Ay, cabrón. Aquí como ven no hay nada. Vamos a grabar donde estaban escuchando los ruidos. Debo de admitir que estoy un poco nervioso. Ahí se puede escuchar el perro. que está un poquito alterado. No se ve muy bien. No sé qué es lo que esté pasando. Lo que se cayó fue un muñequito de Santa Claus de los adornos de Navidad. Previo a esto, donde hemos visto la silueta pasar, puse talco para ver si lográbamos captar alguna huella. Ahorita voy a prender la luz a ver si se ve algo. Estos ruidos son ya sumamente frecuentes. Estas huellas evidentemente no estaban. Hace como una hora que puse el talco y van más o menos al rumbo donde está el Santa Claus que se cayó. Voy a parar el video porque voy a salir de la casa para tratar de ver que no haya nadie, que no se... Estoy un poco nervioso, compañeros, pero bueno, me despido de ustedes. No olviden suscribirse al canal. A caramba, los saluda su amigo Trovadoc y denle dedito arriba para motivarnos y seguir grabando este tipo de fenómenos, a ver si encontramos alguna explicación. Muchas gracias.
After watching some YouTube, the man heard a dog whining, and the most important part about this is that he doesn't even own one. Concerned, he started filming, and things happened in the following order. A cabinet opened, a doll fell from a counter, and he saw paw prints. All of these things together practically confirmed that a literal dog was haunting him, and these things are much harder to get rid of than actual spirits. I wish the man all of my luck. A duo under the YouTube. Alias, exploring with Josh, decided that they were going to go and investigate an old and abandoned secondary school that was rumored to be haunted among the locals. At first, the duo believed this was some sort of fake story made up by ex-students of the school, but they realized very quickly after entering that this was not the case. The walls were absolutely full with graffiti, but this should have been expected in an abandoned location. What happened next was far from expected, though.
Guys, so much doors are opening and closing right now. It sounds like something tapping. It sounds like someone hitting like a wall. I know, it really does though. Oh my god, did you get that on tape?
I know.
That is insane.
Wait for two to get it.
Oh my god, another door just closed. Oh my god. We gotta get out of here. Holy shit, we're just standing on a... Dude, upside down crosses? Oh my god. Only he can't save. Can't save. Only he can save. This is insane. We can't be here that long. We're getting back to some dangerous shit, guys. "666 devil, upside down cross."
Out of the blue, a door slowly creaked open by itself, and this creeped the hell out of the duo. Straight after this, two more doors down the hallway slammed themselves shut, and it was obvious that whatever was claimed to haunt this place had awoken. They escaped the facility as quickly as they could and published it for all to see, confirming that not all rumors aren't a fact. Dog Vlogs is a well-known ghost hunter, and what he does on YouTube is pretty self-explanatory. He visits locations that are presumed to have a haunted nature and documents them to see if it's true. This time around, he was checking out an abandoned hospital at night, and the scariest part is that he didn't have a single person with him. No crew, no friends, just him and his camera capturing raw footage, and this is what it got.
Yeah. You know, I'm not gonna waste my time if you're not gonna believe me. What? You cannot tell me you did not just hear that. Sounded like it was in this first room. If somebody's there, you better call yourself out right now. It was in this room, guys. Wait. See, this is exactly what I mean, guys. This is the type of stuff that was happening on camera that I said you weren't gonna believe. I am tripping out. Yeah, I don't get it. If you're here, you better call yourself out. I'm gonna look behind all these doors and everything. I know it wasn't this far down. There's no way it was this far down. It came from this room. I don't get it. Hello? Did you pass away in the shower? Yo, what the f? No. There's no way. I'm filming. Something just touched my f***ing arm. I've got the worst cold chills right now. Shit is popping off in this hospital right now. I don't know, guys. I want to keep going, but I'm so scared right now. Alright, guys, we're in the main lobby right now, as you can tell. And I kept hearing some weird noises over here before I started filming. And then when I came back down to the lobby, all I keep hearing is noises. I looked around upstairs, did not find anybody that did that cough. But now I hear something down here. I'm back on the first floor. Let's go. This is actually... Hello? Why am I so cold down here? Sounded like a footstep over there. So, off camera, guys, this fountain was going off. As you guys can tell, this only works by touch. So, I don't know how that thing was going off. If anybody's here and you'd like to communicate with me, push those two little buttons right there and you'll make the water go off. You can use the water going on as a yes and keep it off for a no. Do you want to talk with me? Whoa. Seriously? Okay, calm down, calm down. Ooh, I just got cold chills. If anybody's here, do something to this fountain right now. Turn it on. I need a drink. I'm thirsty. Can you turn it on for me? I'm thirsty. Can you turn this fountain on? Oh, okay. No, no, no. I just got the coldest chills. Look at this. Oh, come on, focus. Oh my God. Good job, good job. Hold on, guys. I got my EMF detector. Let me check this. Alright, guys. I just got my EMF detector out. Whoa. Why is that? Oh, whoa. Are you kidding me? I'm getting so cold right now. If you're here and like to... Oh my god. Look at guys, it's a base reading of 0 all the way around. And as soon as we go to the fountain, it goes to turn on. If you're here, turn the fountain on. So, whoa. Okay, that is confirmed paranormal, and that's my cue to get out of here, guys. Whoa. Alright guys, on that note, hope you enjoyed the adventure. If you do, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm getting the heck out of here. That was crazy. The fact that it was going off on command with the EMF spikes. I'm just mind blown. But I'm going to get out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, cop yourself some Get Out and Do Something merch. Links down below. Help support the channel. Keep the adventures coming. But I got to get out of here. I'm tripping out. Just so you know, it wasn't bullshit. It is now 3:50. It took me 50 minutes.
A noise could be heard somewhere in the hospital, and the YouTuber was able to correctly identify which room it came from. However, this was not the highlight. Later on, he found a tap that he claimed turned itself on, but wasn't able to get footage of. He had the sudden idea to ask the ghost questions, and used the tap as a means to get answers though, and it listened, which confirmed the hauntedness of the place, allowing dog vlogs to leave the scene with the questions answered.